Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. I haven't been here in a while. I'm just starting to get back to it and I'm so excited to be here. Am I getting new hyperpigmentation? What the heck? It's just going to keep coming, I'm sure. Okay, let's get going with the Ultraviolet Supreme Sunscreen. This has an SPF. Let me get my notes. This is a chemical sunscreen. On the Sephora website, it says that it is a moisturizer, a sunscreen, and a primer all in one. I've used this a few times. They did send it to me, and I like it. I feel like it might not be good for oily combination skin though. I have tried it a few times on the website on Sephora. It says that it's good for all skin types. I would say if you're going to use this, I definitely feel like it's good for dehydrated skin because I am dehydrated. It's been a stressful couple of months. If you're new here, I've been off for a while and I'm not really going to go into it, but it's been a little bit of a shift in my life, let's just say. So I've kind of haven't been looking after myself as much as I usually do, and my skin is really feeling it, and I think showing it too, unfortunately, but everything will get back to normal. I am finding that I'm reaching for this though because I feel so dehydrated, and it gives a nice slip to my skin, but it doesn't feel greasy. I'm gonna let it sit before I try the foundation on. This is the Lifter Plump and Glow foundation, and it is more of a skin caring foundation. So I brought a couple of the other formulas out, and I'm noticing already that 118 is different because it is a hydrating foundation compared to the Luminous. This is the 30, what is it? The Lumi Matte. That often happens, so be careful. If you are one color in a brand that you love, but then you want to go into a more hydrating, moisturizing, glowy foundation in the same line, chances are you're not the same color because typically that moisturizer is going to make it a little bit richer, a little bit darker. And I'll show you that. While the sunscreen is sitting, I think my color in this formulation is 118, and I do have 118 in the Lumi Matte, so I'll swatch both of them for you. Let me just make, yeah, that's 118. And you can see that it's thick. It's definitely a hydrating foundation. And then this one is 118 in the Lumi Matte. And you can see that it's more fluid. It's very light. I can wear both. Oh yeah, and you can see the difference right away. So this one's actually matching my hand. Oops, I'm sorry, my phone's going off. Like I said, this one is more hydrating and that it's richer. 118, 118. Yeah, I even have the 118 and the Super Stay skin tint. So let's check that one out. When I use a formula that's not as hydrating, I usually hydrate really well underneath. So I can use all three of these. And that is the skin tint. Oh, I used a lot. Yeah, so they're all off, eh? That's the thing, it's so hard. So you're 118 in one, and then you think you'll be safe to go get another 118 in a different formula, and it's not the case. Now let's see what it looks like on my, oh, that's sitting in. Actually, that's nice. It does feel like a moisturizer. It doesn't feel tacky at all. It has been, how long has it been? Like about 6 minutes since it's been sitting on my skin. It feels moisturized here. Remember to consider everything that you're putting on your face and what you're starting off with. So I'm starting off with dehydrated skin, stressed out skin. This sunscreen is going to be great for me. If you're starting off with really, healthy skin and oily skin, would that work for you? Maybe. But also, would it work for you under a hydrating foundation? Maybe not if you're oily, but if you're using a long wear matte formula, maybe this would work. So it's like a recipe. That's why I love getting together with people to really find out what it is you're using from start to finish, because there's so many things that could make your makeup look really good or like help it look really good. Or there are some things that you may not think of that's like, okay, well, that's what it is. That's what's causing it to slip and slide. So let's try it down a little bit. These two are the most similar out of the 118 shades. So this is the one I'm going to try today. Really be careful too that you don't go and swatch on your hand and then wonder why it's too light, because our face has really seen the sun. It has more pigment in it, and it's going to typically be darker than your hands. I feel like this is my perfect match. And when I tried the 118 and the Lumi Matte on my face, it was too light. I'll actually show you. Okay, So that's blending right in. And then I'll go into the 118 and the Lumi Matte. It works, but this one just fades right into my skin. And if I use this light one onto my hyperpigmentation, it's not gonna flatter me, and it's gonna enhance the lines that I have here, which I don't really want. I don't think anyone wants. This is a Radiant Skincare Infused Foundation with 90% skincare base and 2% niacinamide plus hyaluronic acid. The silicone-based formula smooths texture, blurs imperfections, and it gives a lifted, glowy finish. I don't know how it gives a lifted look. If your skin is looking glowy, it automatically looks fresher and youthful in the right areas, not all over the place. Glowy can also enhance pores and texture. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Cream Blush Brush. I like it. So this is the spot that bugs me the most if you're new here. If you're not new here, you're probably sick of hearing about that. We all have it, right? Well, not everybody. Actually, I saw my friend over the holidays and she has such beautiful skin. She's in her 60s, early 60s or 60, no hyperpigmentation at all. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. I just left that splooch there by mistake. I'm pulling it right up underneath my eyes. What I'm really looking for is healthy skin. I want to reduce the redness in my skin, even it all out. Matching, of course, would be nice, and I don't always get it right. And honestly, I'm just very relaxed about life. And well, yeah, about life. And if it's not perfect, it doesn't bother me so much. Now, if I were doing your makeup, I would want it perfect. On me, just, I don't sweat the small stuff. If it's not perfect, it's okay and I can fix it. For you, you would get perfection or as close to perfection as possible. And I will say that the sunscreen is sitting really, really nicely. Like it doesn't feel too slippery. It does kind of feel like a primer, although I'm old school, so I don't really use primers that much. I use skincare as primer. And I'm gonna go over my brows. I know I see a lot of people saying do your brows first because you want them dry. And I agree. I just powder them beforehand because I have old microblading in my brows and it's pink and I hate it. And if I don't cover that up with some sort of foundation or something, then I'm fighting with the pink leftover microblading. I wish I had never done that. I've experimented a lot with my looks and everything and fillers and all that stuff. Although like I actually look back at those videos of my lips when they were filled and it doesn't feel like me. I'm glad that I don't have them now. It doesn't mean I won't do it again. Who knows? Sometimes I get bored and want to play. The brows though, big, big regret. I'm really sorry I did that. I'm really feeling good about that. Definitely feeling hydrated. So yeah, I don't feel like an oily skin person would like this. Oh, look what I did. Oh my gosh. Is there ever a video without a mistake for me? Where did that even come from? Oh, too funny. Okay, I want to build up a little bit and see if I can get that covered. And I think what I'll do, because this is a hydrating foundation, I may powder a little bit first. If you think about a concealer or a foundation that lasts a little bit longer, often it kind of feels a bit more powdery, right? And not saying that that's the ingredient in it that makes it last longer, but that's kind of my thought process to this. This is slippery a little bit. And if I just this is just Huda Beauty Peach Pie loose powder, and I'm applying it with my finger. I just want to take the slip off a little bit. So if I do add another layer, it's going to stick just with the tip of the brush. I'm excited. Nikki LaRosa's brushes are on the way. I never want to bug for PR. I mean, I kind of do, but I actually haven't been in the headspace for it these days anyway. They have a lot of people to send those brushes out to, so I never get offended. But I'm excited. They said yes when I asked. So I'll be getting those brushes soon in the mail. That worked. I don't need it to be perfect. Whatever is left on my brush, I'm just gonna pull it down, try to get some of the pink out of my neck there. Oh, it looks so young when I stretch it up. You ever catch yourself looking down at your phone and get a glimpse of yourself or a reflection? Oh my goodness. The wrinkles are just like Jabba the Hutt. You have to laugh. It's okay. We're alive and it's a good thing. Not in the drugstore category. I am going to use my Fenty Beauty, I'll hold it up properly, my Fenty Beauty concealer. And this is in the color 200C. Before Christmas, I built up my pro kit. Teaching is more my thing, so that's the whole business model. Oh, I don't think I've talked about this yet. Did I? I've been talking about it for a while, all last year, that I was going to create a space where I could teach you one-on-one and teach group sessions as well. And I'm doing that in person, in like singles, doubles, and group sessions, and online. So I get to see your face. I'm so excited. I want to make it easy for everybody. Most professional makeup artists will have key colors, and then we mix to customize the color for you. But in this case, because I'm dealing with the average everyday woman who may find that overwhelming, for me, it was really important to have like a line. I have every color in this foundation here in my studio. I have every color of the Superstay foundation or skin tint, sorry, in my studio. And I have some higher end too. And I wanted to be able to say, this is your color. Now you can go to the store and you can get this, or you can order online and I'll give you the link. It really is to simplify your world, your life, your makeup routine. And it took some investing to get where I am now. And I am going to reach out to some brands and see if they can help me out. I almost invested in all of the Fenty Beauty concealers, and I decided to get Haus Labs instead. I see a lot of other people saying that Haus Labs is one of their favorites too, and it just verified that that was a really good choice for me. Would I like every color of these? Yes, because I find that this is a beautiful formula. It is lighter. That was a long story for this concealer. Anything that's touched my skin, like what I'm doing right now, I can't use on other people because it's now contaminated. That's why I had to invest in makeup, because I've touched so much of it to my skin. I know Lisa, she's a friend of mine now. She was actually my first client that ever purchased an online session, and we are now forever friends, very close. And she lives in Chicago and I'm in Ottawa, Canada. Go figure. I find it hard to meet friends here in person, and yet I connect with so many people in such a loving, close, I'm getting chills actually. That might make me cry. Just a second. Sometimes, oh, sorry, wow. Sometimes when you're going through hard times, you don't want to burden the people around you. Plus, I just took my concealer off. Oh God, I'm a mess. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes when you're going through a hard time, um, the people who are really close to you that have to see you all the time, or the people that you know love you, and if they know that you're going through a hard time, that's going to stress them out, and you end up, I don't know if you're like me, but you end up keeping everything to yourself. And what my online community friendships have really helped me with, and I think that we help each other, I hope in some way, that when I talk to Lisa, for an example, or Trisha, um, or Jackie, Jackie's more on TikTok and Instagram. We've never met in person, but they feel safe to me to share what I'm going through and the fears and struggles. And I also don't want to bring the people around me down. I also don't want to bring my online community down either, but it feels safer, and the connections, this is going to dry up now. Let me just get going here. And the connections, that was probably too much. Maybe that all happened for a reason. The connections and community that I have found, which I never expected to happen when I started filming videos. Wow, am I ever grateful? I'm so grateful. And what even got me on that? Oh yeah, Lisa bought this concealer. That was the whole Yes, so Lisa bought the concealer, and she has completely different skin than I do. She's oily and likes double wear from Estee Lauder, and she really likes the Fenty concealer. Boy, that was a big conversation for a little story. Oh God. What I really noticed about last year when I would go on live streams, and even the year before, is that so many women, and this is again not about makeup, but so many women were in the same boat as me. We're finding friendships in person. It's really hard. And I've dealt with health issues, and so many of you deal with health issues. And that was really what got me excited about creating a community and a space where we could get together and talk about stuff that we love and the makeup and help each other out, but also talk and have a community and a meeting space to be together and not feel so lonely. Let's get back to the makeup. Just grateful. And I like this concealer and Lisa likes this concealer. That was the whole point of that conversation. I've tried to film actually a few times with the Wonder Skin. They were so nice to send me a bunch of products. I didn't get a chance to edit and post anything, and I don't know where the footage went. So this is the Wonder Skin 360 Contour Lip Liner. And I picked a L'Oreal lipstick. I'm going to try to keep it. I know the Fenty wasn't as affordable in the drugstore category, but this, I can't remember how much it is. It is on Amazon. I will link everything for you. Look at that. Goodness. Exfoliate. And yeah, I think the colors are going to match really nice. I'm not a fan of the taste of this, but I do like the formula. I need to actually look in my mirror. I do like that you can get it on Amazon. And I fill in a little bit. Did I get it right? This side's always lower. And when I fill it in, I just turn it on its side, like you're shading your coloring book. So the color I'm choosing in the Color Riche formula by L'Oreal is 560 Saucy Mauve. Boy, I hope this is still in stock. They change colors and I show a color and next thing you know, it's not there. Yeah, I like that. Fresh and moisturizing. I don't use this very often and I know everybody likes it. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Bronzer. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to use a Morphe brush. This is very flexible. I hope you can see that. So it's good. Oh, it's powdery. It's going to make sure that I don't get a big splooch anywhere. And let's see what this does. Oh, it kind of did splooch a little bit there, didn't it? It's okay. It'll blend. Yeah, that's the right color. If you have a hairline that goes down lower, many of you do, you don't have to do this part. I don't have a big forehead. I think that sounds negative, but I do have, I have space there. So I don't want people's attention to come here. I want to bring it down to my eyes. You've heard me say that before. But if you have a hairline that comes down to here, you wouldn't want to then bring it down even lower. So really think about the shape of your face. When you're applying your bronzer, not everybody needs bronzer or contour. Well, contour especially. Oh, that's a little dark. Now, why did that happen? Is it because I didn't powder first and this is a hydrating foundation? So it's sticking, I betcha. Or did I just put too much on my brush and not tap it off? That one's better. No problem. I'm just going to take my brush that had the foundation on and pop it around the edges there. Soften it up. Don't panic. Funny how that side went so much smoother. I almost feel like I should have done a cream bronzer though. It's okay. I'm going to use the About Face eyeshadow. I've used this in a previous video. Try to just do a one and done kind of thing maybe. Can I do it? Creating videos makes me do my makeup. I haven't worn a lot of makeup in the past 2 months. And when I get sitting here, it's like art. It's like, oh, I want to keep going. But on the daily, I don't spend this much time or play as much, which is unfortunate. I'm doing a spring look. Maybe this is a Valentine's Day look? Hey, that's a good idea. This is my Valentine's Day look. I'm loving myself. With the new Huda Beauty powder, I do have both formulas out. Oops. Yeah, both formulas, peach pie and peach cupcake. It's just easier in this case the sponges are getting clean. To use this for my brow to make sure that my brow product stays. And this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Blonde. I used to have a brow lamination kit. I don't know what I did with it, but my brows, they're really pointing down. Why is that? Why does that happen? And they're kind of strong. So when I use a brow product to try to get them to stick, I don't know, I don't feel like it really does a lot. That's quite warm, eh? Got a hole right there. You see that? And a hole there. There, that looks cleaner. So if there's a hole there, my eye goes to it. Maybe nobody else's eye goes to it, but my eye goes to it. We'll speed through this. Oh, that looks really red. Why is that? That doesn't normally look that orange. It's not red, it's orange. If you don't like warmth and you have light hair, do not get blonde. Even for me, I'm not loving that. Okay, I'm gonna try to fix this. This is Rimmel Soft Brown. Good to know. I've used this before. I wonder why. I bet you I had tinted my eyebrows and that's why I didn't notice the orange as much. I mean, I'm a ginger naturally, or warm golden blonde, whatever you want to call it, but I don't want my eyebrows orange. It's very distracting, especially when I'm cool tone here on my lips. This is better. It's actually not bad having both of them. I prefer just one product. Let's use the Wonder Skin eye pencil. This is in Brown Sugar. This is going to be very simple, kind of. Is it simple? I've had some trouble, so I wouldn't say that it has been simple. It's been fun though. Look at my eye. Ever since the stress has hit its peak, my eye keeps twitching. It's driving me crazy. Like sometimes people get twitches, and I have in the past, but it's very visible. My eye gets pulled this way. And it doesn't matter how nice I talk to myself, because I really do believe everything happens for a reason. And hard times pass, and I'll be able to look back and be grateful. I really do believe that. So my soul and my positive thinking really knows that everything is as it should be. But my eye doesn't realize that apparently. My eye feels the stress. My body, actually, my whole body feels the stress. That did transfer a little bit down here. That's okay though. Making sure that that is not, that's all. Yeah, see, did you see it? I guess it's dancing. It's just dancing. Maybe it's joyful. Maybe it's reminding me that I gotta dance. I saw a woman who I've always liked her videos, tried to support her, but I'm not on TikTok very often. And it's funny because that's where I got started. But as a Canadian, you can't really, you just don't have as much opportunity to make the cash as the Americans do, or other countries, which is unfortunate. So that's not the point of that story either. This woman over 50 that I have seen on the TikTok videos and supported her, liked her stuff. She came on recently. She'd been missing for a while, gone for a while, and she'd had a stroke. And she's having such a hard time finding her words. And she jumped back on there again, and she's doing it anyway. She's doing it anyway. And she just loves it so much. And she's made really amazing connections with her audience, and it's her passion. So she had her list of notes that she wanted to speak of, and she had to take moments to find her words. I was so proud of her. And I just thought, you know, people like that who are going through a hard time and showing up anyway are such inspirations. Makes me want to support her more, first of all, and good for her. And she's going to inspire people just by showing up, not as perfect as she once was. I mean, nobody's perfect, but she, she spoke really well and she had her words all together. And not to say that she won't get back to that. She probably will, hopefully, for her own sake. But she wasn't hard to listen to. She was actually very interesting to listen to because so many people could relate to her story, I'm sure. I think sharing is caring. And often we're taught to not share our pain and struggles in our personal lives. But that hurts. That hurts the body. That hurts people that need the information or need to see themselves in somebody else. I think sharing is caring. Yeah, so if my eye is twitching, what do I have to complain about? This woman had a stroke and she's having a hard time finding her words. I have been in that situation, by the way, when I was really, really sick with Lyme disease in 2010, 11, and 12 were really hard for me finding my words. Luckily, well, now you can't stop me from talking. So If that happened to me, I probably would show up too, because this is, it's what brings me joy. Is this creasing a little bit? I may put something in the crease. Mascara's on, and I use my Charlotte Tilbury. I'm trying to use up what I have before I buy new products because they go bad, and what a waste. I should have used the butter bronzer. This is a Physicians Formula Glow and Go, and I like the blush color, so I'm gonna use that. Should I pop some of this on there? Am I asking for trouble? I'm gonna do it. I don't love this real white here. Real white, I don't like this really light here. That sounds better. To me, it draws attention to the hollowness, and I know everybody has a different opinion. If this is too light, it draws attention to this area, and I just want to blend it all in. So I know a lot of people will highlight this area to pull it out. I disagree on me. Maybe on somebody else, maybe I would decide to do that. I like the cream. That's what I was missing. I think the powder isn't really what I was looking for today. I actually just like cream bronzers better. They blend in better. They become skin easier. They don't sit on top of the skin. This is in the color Sunkissed Rose, using my brush on the tip. And I can even tap it on the back of my hand if I'm worried. It's always a good idea anyway. It pushes the product into the brush. And I'm gonna make sure this stays higher to give myself a lift. I feel like a human being, and I kind of want to, I do it. Shoot, I got to do it. I knew I couldn't stop myself. It doesn't look bad the way it is, right? I got a nice frame to my eye. I could leave like this. I do want a little shadowing there though. So I'm going to take an affordable palette. This is a beautiful palette. I love Morphe eyeshadows. I never used to like Morphe eyeshadows before, and I love this. I think it's great, and I would highly recommend. I haven't tried all of them. I have 2 palettes. They're wonderful. I'm going to dip into the cooler one right here. Craving more. That's what I'm craving. I'm craving more. And I'm getting poked in the eye. So with a light fluffy brush, because I don't want it too dark, this is A for 27, dipping in a little bit. This is a cooler tone, so it's just going to create a shadow and a little bit of a lift, a little bit of dimension in here. Let me know what you think. Did I need this? Would you have done it? I feel better. There's not a right or wrong. It's whatever you want to do. You see how easy they blend? Well, if you ever come to my studio, it is very interesting because when people sit here in the chair, they realize I'm looking at myself and this is my right side, but on the monitor, it looks like my left side. So when people sit, they're very confused. I've managed to figure this out fairly easy, but I did just make a mistake. So that's why I'm inverted. Before I go, that's what I wanted to show you. The difference between this Huda Beauty, this pressed powder, Easy Bake Pressed, and I have the older formula of the Easy Bake Pressed. Did they get rid of that altogether? I already used this sponge. Again, a sponge comes with it. I just want to see the difference between the loose and the pressed. Okay, I'm going on this side with the pressed. I saw, is it Christina and Alex from Lipstick Lesbians? They said that this is more like the powder, like the loose powder. I think the other pressed powder had more hydration in it. I really like the loose powder. I'm just going to turn the powder puff around. This is just more convenient to take with you, or even if you don't want to take it with you, it's less messy, right? Do we notice a difference? That's where it goes missing quick. Also, the powder depends on what your skin is like and what you've used on your skin. I've used a hydrating sunscreen. I've used a hydrating skin caring foundation. So my skin, even though it's normal to dry, can tolerate powder like this because I'm very well hydrated underneath. If I were to place this over top of a full coverage, like Dior Forever foundation, or what's another one? Hourglass Ambient foundation, I would feel dry. I would look dry and I would look very textured if I used this over top of Hourglass. So again, it's the recipe that you're using that makes all the difference. I will make a note in the comments section or in the description box, sorry, to let you know how this feels by the end of the night. Feels good to me. Looks good, feels good. I hope this video helps you. It's nice to be filming again, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding when I was away. I hope that I can continue to be more regular on here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.